Hi guys, Big Monday here. Decided to do a new little series. We're going to do like a weekly coaching session with a player who's brand new to the game. There's loads of coaching sessions. People like Purge do them, but usually there's at least basic knowledge of the game and familiarity with the game involved. What I want to do is show you guys sort of the journey from being a complete noob to at least being reasonable at the game. So our goal is to get a player who doesn't even know what a wand does to, say, 3k MMR. That's what we're going to be aiming for. The player I'm going to be doing this with is Amalie. Say hi.
Hello.
Who is sitting behind me.
Yay!
Okay. And well, we're going to start with the heroes that are the least complex. We're going to focus on them. So if you ever want to see easy heroes when you first start the game, go to the Heroes tab, and on Complexity there's 3 levels, and it'll tell you the simple ones, the medium ones, or the complicated ones. I'm not entirely convinced I agree with all of these as being simple, but it's a reasonable place to start. Good heroes to start with are Wraith King, he's pretty good. Viper, he's pretty good. Crystal Maiden's a pretty good one. You can contribute with Crystal Maiden even if you don't know anything, because your third skill helps people out even if you're not standing anywhere near them. So just to be clear with this, a big part of why I want to do this is I've tried a few coaching sessions with Amalie, not on camera, and one of the things that became very obvious very quickly is sometimes you want to say things that it kind of requires prior knowledge of the game. So sometimes you want to say things like, well, jump on that guy. And when you say jump on that guy, what you mean is cast your Q first, then run into the fog, cast your W, wait for him to try and reinitiate on you, and then cast your ult. But you can't just say that to a new player. This is someone who has probably only played the hero they're playing once, twice, maybe 3 times. Sometimes we have the issues like jump on that Dazzle, and they're like, oh, who's Dazzle? You don't know this. So it becomes very obvious in coaching sessions, in the couple of coaching sessions we've done, that sometimes I'll want to say something, but then I realise there's no point me saying it, because what I'm going to say requires a certain amount of prior game knowledge, and I don't have time to fully explain myself. Then we have the question, well, I need to tell you useful things to a player at your level, and then it's working out what those useful things are, and how we can help somebody who is at this really extremely new level, somebody who's only just started playing the game. How can we tell things that are going to be useful to those players? Now, the one that's useful to players at all levels is go practice last hitting. But beyond that, it's like, how do you teach a player about positioning when they don't even know what range their spells are, or which spells they can cast, and stuff like that? That's partly why I want to do this sort of mini coaching series, because I want to sort of track that experience from being really new at the game to being sort of competent at the game, and just to see how we can help and how we can sort of speed up that process of somebody getting better. Because this kind of Dota tutorial isn't great. If we go to the Learn tab just quickly, you get like 6 lessons in Dota, and as players who have actually played this will tell you, it barely touches Dota's learning curve. Dota's learning curve is long, and I wouldn't exactly say steep. It kind of is a little bit steep, but it's more just the fact that it just keeps going and going and going. And I've had nearly 5,000 hours in Dota now, and I still come across mechanics regularly that I don't understand. But and then there's people like Purge who are teaching you this like really high MMR, like how do I change this mechanic, how do I improve this efficiency. But then we have these players at the opposite end of the spectrum who are like, well, I don't even know what a wand does. So I want to track that journey and see if we can make that journey easier and make it a little bit more natural for new players. So next video I'm going to quickly go over some settings in the next video. While we were playing a few games, we had some issues that were issues because of settings, not because of player knowledge or player skill or anything like that. They were just if we had changed the auto attack setting, for example, this wouldn't have been an issue. So we're going to go over settings in the next video. Hope you enjoy the series, guys. Please feel free to give me whatever feedback you like, but when it does come back to strategy, player skill, just bear in mind we're low MMR here now. Try and keep comments and tactical decision making, critique appropriate for the skill level, because that's this is the key thing here: identifying and sort of making it skill level appropriate. Okay, see you later, guys. Bye bye.